Good afternoon. This is Akashvani. I'm Anuja Kumar with the midday news. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates Grand International Exposition of Sacred Piprahwa relics related to Lord Buddha in New Delhi. Prime Minister says sacred relics of Buddha are not merely artefacts but part of our revered heritage. 14 maoists killed in 2 separate encounters with security forces in Chhattisgarh. Election Commission orders automatic inclusion of Birhor, Toto and Sabar tribes in West Bengal voters list. Venezuela declares national emergency amid reported attacks by the United States. BCCI asks Kolkata Knight Riders to release Bangladesh pacer Mustafizur Rahman from its squad ahead of IPL 2026. And IMD issues red alert for dense fog conditions over Delhi, Haryana, Punjab, Chandigarh and Uttar Pradesh till the 9th of this month. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that wisdom and path shown by Bhagwan Buddha belong to all of humanity and his sacred relics are not merely artifacts but part of country's revered heritage. He said these relics are inseparable part of its civilization. Mr. Modi today inaugurated the Grand International Exposition of Sacred Piprahwa relics related to Bhagwan Buddha, titled The Light and the Lotus, Relics of the Awakened One, at the Rai Pithora Cultural Complex in New Delhi. He also unveiled the catalogue of this exposition.
भगवान बुद्ध के पवित्र रेलिक्स को अपने बीच पाकर हम सभी धन्य हैं। इनका भारत से बाहर जाना और लौटकर फिर भारत आना, ये दोनों ही पड़ाव अपने आप में बहुत बड़ा सबक है। सबक ये है कि गुलामी सिर्फ राजनीतिक और आर्थिक नहीं होती, गुलामी हमारी विरासत को भी तबाह कर देती है।
The Prime Minister said, after a long wait, country's heritage has returned. He said from today, the people of the country will be able to have the sacred darshan of these holy relics of Lord Buddha and receive his divine blessings. Mr. Modi emphasized that India is not only the custodian of the sacred relics of Lord Buddha, but also a living carrier of that timeless tradition.
भगवान बुद्ध की हमारी ये साझा विरासत इस बात का भी प्रमाण है कि भारत सिर्फ पॉलिटिक्स, डिप्लोमेसी और इकोनॉमी से ही नहीं जुड़ता, बल्कि हमारा जुड़ाव कहीं गहरा है। हम मन और संवेदनाओं से जुड़े हैं, हम आस्था और अध्यात्म से भी कनेक्टेड हैं। साथियों, भारत केवल भगवान बुद्ध के पावन अवशेषों का संरक्षक नहीं है, बल्कि उनकी परंपरा का जीवंत वाहक भी है।
Speaking about Buddhist heritage, the Prime Minister said, India has made continuous efforts to contribute to the development of Buddhist heritage sites across the world. He said Buddhist sites are being modernized today and new facilities are being built for the pilgrims. Discovered in 1898, the Piprahwa relics hold a central place in the archaeological study of early Buddhism. These are among the earliest and most historically significant relic deposits directly connected to Bhagwan Buddha. Archaeological evidence associates the Piprahwa site with ancient Kapilavastu, widely identified as the place where Bhagwan Buddha spent his early life prior to renunciation. The exposition brings together for the first time the Piprahwa relics repatriated after more than a century from Piprahwa that are preserved in the collections of the National Museum, New Delhi, and the Indian Museum, Kolkata. Union Minister of Culture Gajendra Singh Shekhawat said this historic event marks the renunciation of the Piprahwa gem relics of Lord Buddha, repatriated after 127 years.
This historic event marks the reunification of the Piprahwa gem relic of Lord Buddha, repatriated after 127 years. It is a matter of inspiration and pride for the whole country. Our ministry is moving in line with Prime Minister's vision of development with the preservation of country's heritage. My ministry is working toward preservation of country, archaeological and cultural heritage, digitizing manuscript and strengthening country's cultural traditions. elections.
In Chhattisgarh, 14 maoists have been killed in two separate encounters with security forces in the Bastar division today. More details from our Raipur correspondent.
The year 2026 has brought a major success for security forces on the anti-Naxal front in Chhattisgarh. 14 Maoists have been killed in two separate encounters in Bijapur and Sukma districts of the Bastar division. One of the encounters took place in the Konta area of Sukma district, in which 12 Maoists were killed. The second encounter occurred in the Basaguda area of Bijapur district, where 2 Maoists were neutralized. Security forces have recovered the bodies of all the slain Maoists from the encounter sites. Besides, an AK-47 rifle, an SLR rifle and other weapons have also been recovered from the spot. Vikalp Shukla, Akashvani News, Raipur.
The Election Commission of India has decided that the voters from 3 Aboriginal tribes or primitive tribes will be automatically enlisted in the final voters list of West Bengal. The voters from these 3 communities will not be required to furnish any document for that purpose. According to the official sources of Chief Electoral Officer of West Bengal, these Aboriginal tribes or primitive tribes are Birhor, Toto and Sabar. Following the Commission's instruction, the district magistrates as well as the district electoral officers have asked the block development officers to provide details of the voters from these 3 Aboriginal tribes in their respective areas. Vice President C.P. Radhakrishnan today visited the Golden Temple at Vellore on the occasion of the 50th birthday of the head priest, Shakti Amma. In his address today, the Vice President said this temple is very special and is one among the 2 golden temples in the country. He said this campus is not only a place of worship, but also a place for serving the people. He appreciated the temple administration for taking up social welfare schemes to the benefit of the society at large. The event was attended by Union Minister of State for Information and Broadcasting, Dr. L. Murugan, and other leaders. Security around the Vellore city was tightened due to the Vice President's visit. This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our X handle at AIR News Alerts. And for details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsoneir.gov.in and download the News on AIR app. Home Minister Amit Shah today chaired a Parliamentary Consultative Committee meeting of the Ministry of Home Affairs in Andaman and Nicobar Islands. The meeting focused on issues regarding national security, disaster management, cyber security and regional infrastructure. The Home Minister stressed on pronged strategy involving convergence, coordination, communication and capacity to combat cybercrime. A separate session on the strategic importance of Andaman and Nicobar Islands was also held. In the afternoon, Mr. Shah will inaugurate an exhibition on Naveen Nyay Sanhita at the ITF ground in Sri Vijayapuram, formerly Port Blair. Later, he will also lay the foundation stones for various projects at the Netaji Stadium. A group of women progressive farmers formally opened the second Udyan Utsav at the main lawn of Rashtrapati Nilayam at Bollaram, Hyderabad this morning. The Udyan Utsav is being held as part of the efforts being made by Rashtrapati Bhavan to promote public engagement and environmental awareness. Organized by Rashtrapati Nilayam with the support of the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare and the National Institute of Agriculture Extension Management, the Udyan Utsav 2026 featured around 50 thematic stalls with around 120 exhibitors. Udyan Utsav will be open to the public free of cost from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. daily till 11th of this month at the main lawn of Rashtrapati Nilayam. Visitors may book their entry online through the Rashtrapati Bhavan website or at physical kiosks set up at the Visitor Facilitation Centre. Information and Broadcasting Ministry has announced the winners of 4 creative challenges under the Badalta Bharat Mera Anubhav campaign. The challenges were organized in collaboration with MyGov platform. Indrajit Subodh Mashankar has got the first prize in the category of Badalta Bharat Mera Anubhav Instagram Reel contest, while Manthan Rohit received the first prize in Badalta Bharat Mera Anubhav YouTube Shorts Challenge category. Besides, Sushovan Manna won the first prize in Short AV Challenge Story of New India category, while Krishna Gupta bagged the first prize in the category of Badalta Bharat Mera Anubhav Blog Writing Contest. Information and Broadcasting Ministry has congratulated the winners and participants of the Badalta Bharat Mera Anubhav campaign for their enthusiastic contribution in narrating their stories of Viksit Bharat. 9 fishermen from Malayaduthurai were arrested by Sri Lankan Navy at Kodiakarai today. The fishermen took to the sea yesterday in 2 fibre boats and stayed at sea near Kodiakarai when the Sri Lankan Navy arrested them for trespassing into international waters. 2 fibre boats were also seized by them. The Board of Control for Cricket in India, BCCI, has asked Kolkata Knight Riders to release the Bangladesh pacer Mustafizur Rahman from its squad ahead of the IPL's 2026 edition. KKR had acquired the services of the 30-year-old left-armer for 9.2 crore rupees from a base price of 2 crore rupees after an intense bidding war with Chennai Super Kings and Delhi Capitals at the players' auction last month. BCCI Secretary Devajit Saikia has said that KKR will be allowed to name a replacement player if required. The pressure had been mounting on the KKR over Rahman's participation in the upcoming IPL tournament after recent killing of a Hindu youth in Bangladesh. Rahman has featured in 8 IPL editions since 2016, missing the tournament only in 2019 and 2020. Venezuela has declared national emergency amid reported attacks by the United States. Venezuela's government has accused the United States of attacking civilian and military installations in multiple states after at least 7 explosions and low-lying aircraft were heard in the capital, Caracas. Meanwhile, the Federal Aviation Authority has banned U.S. commercial flights in Venezuela airspace over ongoing military activity ahead of the explosions in Caracas. Smoke could be seen rising from the hangar of a military base in Caracas. People in various neighborhoods rushed to the streets. Venezuela President Nicolas Maduro had ordered all national defense plans to be implemented and declared a state of external disturbance. The Venezuela's government called on its supporters to take to the streets. This comes as the U.S. military has been targeting, in recent days, alleged drug smuggling boats. Iran has warned that any U.S. interference in its internal affairs would constitute a red line, following the U.S. President Donald Trump's recent threat to intervene if the Iranian government used lethal force against protesters. Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi called Trump's threat reckless and dangerous and stated that Iran's military is prepared to respond to any violation of sovereignty. The United Nations has said that more than 1 million people urgently need shelter assistance in Gaza. However, the office of the spokesperson for the UN Secretary-General has said humanitarian assistance in Gaza continue to help the most vulnerable families as harsh winter conditions leave hundreds of thousands of Palestinians struggling in makeshift tents damaged by rain, wind and seawater waves. The India Meteorological Department, or IMD, has issued a red colour warning for dense fog conditions over Delhi, Haryana, Punjab, Chandigarh and Uttar Pradesh till the 9th of this month. The weather agency has also predicted cold wave conditions at isolated places of Himachal Pradesh and ground frost conditions over Uttarakhand. The IMD said that cold day conditions will prevail at isolated pockets over Bihar till Monday. Several flights and trains experienced disruptions due to dense fog conditions in the national capital and NCR region today. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates Grand International Exposition of Sacred Piprahwa relics related to Lord Buddha in New Delhi. Prime Minister says sacred relics of Buddha are not merely artefacts but part of our revered heritage. 14 maoists killed in 2 separate encounters with security forces in Chhattisgarh. Election Commission orders automatic inclusion of Birhor, Toto and Sabar tribes in West Bengal voters list. Venezuela declares national emergency amid reported attacks by the United States. BCCI asks Kolkata Knight Riders to release Bangladesh pacer Mustafizur Rahman from its squad ahead of IPL 2026, and IMD issues red alert for dense fog conditions over Delhi, Haryana, Punjab, Chandigarh till the 9th of this month. And with that, we end the midday news.